Americans to wager $8.5b on March Madness games. Chris Garofoli, left, of Denver, co-NCR. Wooters of Washington. As the Connecticut legislature continues debate over legalized sports betting, comes word that Americans plan to wager $8.5 billion on this year's NCAA men's basketball tournament, with 1 in 5 adults placing a bet. The released Monday by the American Gaming Association found 47 million Americans will place bets. Other key findings from the survey, conducted by Morning Consult, include $4.6 billion will be wagered on a collective 149 million brackets by more than 40 million people. Nearly 18 million people will wager $3.9 billion at a sportsbook, online, with a bookie or with a friend. 4.1 million will place a bet at a casino sportsbook or using a legal app. 2.4 million will bet illegally with a bookie. And 5.2 million will bet online, likely at illegal offshore sites. Meanwhile, the Connecticut General Assembly is trying to figure out a way to tap into this gambling pool of money. Along with Connecticut, Rhode Island this week expanded legalized sports betting, paving the way for gamblers to make wagers online. The move by Rhode Island Speaker of the House Joe Airsamoah D. Berlin, said Rhode Island's vote to authorize app-based sports betting puts a fire under Connecticut's General Assembly to pass its own legislation so residents don't drive to Rhode Island to place their bets. Wednesday, rather have them stay here in the state of Connecticut, visit the city of Hartford, New Haven, the tribes, and be able to have the online platform to sports wager potentially through the lottery, Airsamoah said. A slew of proposals on sports wagering are before the Connecticut legislature, and casino interests, the lottery, and off-track betting companies are all lobbying for a piece of the action. Rhode Island is the only New England state that now offers legal sports betting. The state's new bill, the Field of 68, was chosen on Sunday and includes 3 number 1 seeds from the Atlantic Coast Conference. Of an app that people could use to access the sports betting offerings at 2 Rhode Island casinos where people can currently make bets in person. Anyone wagering. Rhode Island legalized sports betting in November, following it in May striking down a federal law that banned the wagering in most states. New York lawmakers, noting that New Jersey already is making money after legalizing sports gambling last year, want mobile betting included in a bill that would authorize in-person sports bets at Madison Square Garden, Yankee Stadium, and other venues. Government. Andrew Cuomo said, during this year's tournament, the first in post-professional and amateur sports protection act, America sports fans are expected to bet 40% more than they did on this year's Super Bowl, Bill Miller, August president and chief executive officer, said in a release. Unlike any other sporting event in the country, March Madness attracts millions who fill out brackets, make casual bets with friends, or wager at a legal sportsbook, which Americans can now do more than ever before. Since the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling in May 2018, more than $5.9 billion has been wagered in the now 8 states with legal, regulated sports betting, enabling consumer protections and generating valuable tax revenue for state, local and tribal governments across the country. These results indicate there's still work to do to eradicate the vast illegal sports betting market in this country, and we're committed to ensuring sound policies are in place to protect consumers, like the 47 million Americans who will bet on March Madness, said Miller. Previous reporting by Emil Munson was used in this story.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up in the park,